Hey YouTube, how's it going? I'm just going to do another little mod on my bike today, and I thought I would stick it up on a video for you lot to have a look, see what I'm doing. Don't know if you remember, the bike's a Honda CRF250Rally. I have posted previous videos about quite a lot of mods I've done on this bike. What have I done since my last video? I've put Race Tech springs, or a Race Tech additional spring into front shocks, which has stiffened the front up quite a lot. Actually, it's made the bike noticeably better at handling. In fact, since putting that in, it made the back end that I'd already put a Hagon shock in, it made the back end then feel a little bit soft again. So I've actually had that rear shock out, increase the preload a little bit, soften the rebound damping as well. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. What I'm here to talk to you about today is these little babies. Nice, huh? Zeta pivot levers. The reason I wanted to fit those to the bike is really this, that I found when I was pulling my clutch. You'll see if I can move that right over, I'm catching my own fingers as I'm trying to hold the bar and pull the clutch at the same time, where you might sort of be feathering the clutch a little bit to tweak the power on and off riding off-road. I found I was just catching my own hand a little bit, and then I was left with the thought of, look, I need some levers that are A, adjustable, and B, just a little bit shorter, so I've got a bit more room for my fingers at the end, and that's where these Zeta levers come in. I do go on to the CRF forums on Facebook. Don't know if a few of you will have seen my name on there before, and I'll post my videos about quite a bit if I can. But these have been recommended to me by quite a few people on Facebook, so I thought I'd buy some, give them a try. First thing I'm going to do is swap the clutch lever over, really because it's the trickiest. None of the jobs are tricky anyway, but it's the trickiest just because we've got a cable that we've obviously got to detach from the existing lever before we can put the new one on. That cable is attached, let's have a look under here, this little bubble here, in exactly the same way that a brake cable is attached on a bicycle. So really all we need to do is using these adjusters, let's get around the right side, using this adjuster here, slacken off all this tension so that I can unplug the cable out the back, undo this bolt, which just runs straight through here, pull the lever out, clean it all off, fit the new one in, clip the cable in and readjust it. Should be that simple. So I'm going to go ahead and slacken off that cable, and I'll come back to you in a moment. So look, I've slackened that right off. I've taken up literally all the slack. If we just pull this little rubber boot out the way, see if I can fold it back. God, everything's so awkward one-handed. Drag that back out the way. There we go. You see the cable's well loose here now. So what I'll do is just hook that out the front, and don't know if I'll be able to do it just with a one hand. Just need to get it past that lip there, and I'll be able to hook that out the back. I'm going to have to put this phone down to do it. I won't be a sec. Whew, there we go, done. So here's my cable loose. Here's my cable loose, and it was just this little plastic sheath on the end that was just causing it to snag in that lever a little bit. But of course now the lever is completely loose. All I've got to do is take the nut off the bottom here. Once this nut's out the way here, then undo the bolt out the top, and this whole lever will come out. So give me about 60 seconds and I should have that out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is obviously, now we've got that old brake lever removed and cleaned. I'm going to clean up the nut and bolt, and I'm also going to take the new, lovely, get that, whew, beautiful. I'm going to take this new lever and just check. Oh, we can see straight away, as you'd expect from Zeta. Just check it fits up and that the holes line up properly. And yeah, I'll just grease that hole, put a good bit of grease around inside the bracket here, a little bit of grease in where the cable goes, grease the nipple, basically anything that's going to have any moving areas. I'll just smear a little bit of grease in there and put the whole thing back together as it was. Once I've done that, all I need to do is retension that cable. So bear with me and I will crack on with that. Thanks. So just take a little bit of grease and just smear a bit of that in the hole and just inside that joint, and let's just grab another little dob and just give a little smear inside there as well, just so all those surfaces are nice and greased. And then take our lever again, it's got a little bit of grease. So that is my new lever in place, greased, ready to go. See, it's got a little bit more space at the end here, not as much as I wanted, to be honest. I'd have probably, if I could, I'd have probably wanted an even shorter lever. Maybe I'll move the levers over that way anyway, but yeah, plenty of span adjustments, so maybe I won't need to pull it in as far. So yeah, just need to get this cable, tuck it back into the bottom of the lever, thread it back through, tension it all up. So not really much to show you on that, but I'll crack on, do that, and I'll come back to you when I'm doing the final adjustments. Oh, come on, out of the way, you fiddly bugger. It's this rubber boot. So right, I'll just show you something here. You just need to make sure you've got, let's see if the camera will pick that up. Don't know what it's focusing on here. Oh, almost. These slots obviously need to line up with the slot in the brake so you can thread the cable back through, but obviously that's all in, it's in place, it's tucked in under here. So yeah, it's just tighten this back up here, reset the tension here, and yeah, that clutch is good to go. Have I been calling it a brake lever all this time? So that's the tension reset. Clutch is all in, needs a bit of a clean up, I'll wipe that over in a bit, but basically that's my new little shorty clutch lever sorted. Looks nice span on there. I'll give that a little check next time I can ride the bike, which might be weeks at this moment with the lockdown. Yeah, onto the brake lever. Hi, so that's the clutch sorted. In the back of my mind I keep thinking I kept calling that clutch a brake. Find out when I edit the video. Anyway, now same thing, other side. Show you this. Hold on, how beautiful is that? In fact, stick it there. Check out that. Gorgeous. Same sort of thing. We've got nut and bolt, hold the lever in place. Obviously on a brake lever it's hydraulic, so I don't have a cable I have to bugger about with. So it's taking out the bottom nut, removing the bolt from up the top here. I've loosened these clamps, loosen this whole assembly so I can just move it away from the accelerator cables, just to give myself a bit of a gap. But exactly the same theory. Bottom nut off, bolt out, clean the whole thing up, put grease everywhere, and put the thing back together. So without further ado, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, that's my bolts cleaned up. Look at that, beautiful. My dodgy homemade washer. God, I must replace that. That's terrible. Right, I'll have to just see if I can buy some stainless steel or nylon washer somewhere. But anyway, yeah, so this lever is going to slot back in here. Exactly where the stock one went. Get it all nut and bolted together. We'll go from there. Yeah, so that's that done. Got our brake lever on, really like the look of that. That's all torqued up to the right settings, as is this side. So I'm just going to clean all this grease off, and then I'm going to check I've got the heights of them from this perspective, whether I should have them higher up or lower down. Same on this side. I'll check the heights on those, get them set to exactly where I want. I mean, obviously when you're setting your brake levers, you don't want them so high up that your wrists are bent back when you're riding. You don't want them so far down your wrists are bending the other way. What you really want is to sort of follow from your elbow straight down your arm, so your levers run straight. So for myself, that's probably going to be maybe around here. I don't know. The best way to do it is literally to sit on the bike with the right size socket, just loosen it off, adjust them up and down, tighten it, try again till you find the one that's most comfortable with you. But yeah, that's that done. New Zeta shorty levers. Really easy thing to do. Hopefully make the bike nicer to ride, easier to control. Not that they're difficult to control, but easier to control, and just something to do while I'm on lockdown. So see you all next time.